So all of you check your mic once. We are on air, correct?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So just check yourselves once whether you have everything ready or not. We'll
Check.
wait for a minute or two.
Check, ma'am. Check, ma'am. My voice clear, ma'am?
Absolutely, yes. We'll wait for a minute and two, get on more of our people. I can see our own teachers, where they.
My voice is heard?
Yes, ma'am.
Sahitya.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you all of you for joining in time. There is somebody called Fun. Welcome to you as well. We'll wait for a minute or two and then we'll begin officially. Good evening, Varshini. Krishna Priya Basak, good evening to you. Nice to see all the names, but it feels so funny, no? You speak on one screen, you chat on another screen. Life has changed, especially for people like me. I don't know how Geeta feels. I'm asking Geeta specifically because Geeta is my age. Geeta, you are the one who gives the green signal, and I would be ready to greet everyone officially.
Okay. We have only 40 people here. Should we?
Geeta, you are the one who gives the green signal, and I would be ready to greet everyone. Fine.
One more minute. 5:35. We'll start.
Okay. As you say. Shall I go ahead, Geeta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening to everyone present over here. I think most of you know I'm Rachna Bhattacharjee, principal of Unicent School-Nagole. We don't have an anchor specified for the evening today because it's a small program and each one of us knows the role that we are supposed to play, and so we take on one after the other. We know the sequence also. So greetings to all of you once again from Unison School. Greetings to all the dignitaries, the audience, members of Unison staff. I'm hoping the staff members are there from Bachipalli, Miapur, Kondapur, Kompalli, Prashantinagar, everywhere. So warm welcome to all of you. And to Geeta Joyce and Reshma, as well as the researchers who are, it is their day today. After having worked hard for the entire year, doing an action research is just an extension of what you are doing in the class. So I don't think you have done a big task. It's only that you have done it a little more systematically and then recorded it so that you can present it well to an audience over here who will understand your teaching techniques and the way you have modified so that your children perform better. I really look forward to doing action research work in the school with a team of people for two reasons. One, it develops the spirit of collaboration because there is a lot of coordination that has to be done. Second, it opens up your mind to the innumerable possibilities that can be there when you start experimenting in the classroom. Not everything works, but even if one thing works, it's an achievement. If you have made a difference to the learning of even one child in the class, it's really made a difference. So, action research is about actually innovation, what we say. So, if you are able to derive something which is going to improve the teaching learning process in the classroom, it's really worth the effort. I need to congratulate the previous batch of action researchers, the ones that who did action research last year, because they did a good job out of it. Because through it, Geeta was able to write a paper on managing virtual classrooms, which she presented in the 19th Asia TEFL International Conference of 2021, and it got published in their yearbook as well. So thank you all the researchers of the previous year, and congratulations to Geeta for bringing Unicent into the international forum. I hope you will teach more of us how to write the paper and then work in a conference as well.
Sure.
Thank you, Geeta, for all the work. Thank you, all the people who've been working so hard through the academic year. And the rest of it is yours, Geeta, and all the participants over here.
Thank you, ma'am. As Madam was telling, this is a continuation of last year's research, you can say, initiative started by 5 teachers. It is being continued by 5 more this year. And I'm really happy that to see that it's finally come to an end, and they have given their reports also, which I have checked. So now they will be sharing their findings about what their research is about and how it has changed them as a teacher. We start with P. Padmaja Madam, who is English faculty in Unicent Nagole, and she is quite innovative, and she wants to try out new things, and she's always looking for new methods and technology aided teaching. So let's hear from you, Padmaja.
Thank you, ma'am. Greetings to one and all. I am Mrs. P. Padmaja, working as teacher of English in Unicent School, Nagole since 2014. I am privileged to get an opportunity to do action research this year. I am very thankful to our principal, ma'am, Mrs. Rachna Bhattacharjee, for giving me this opportunity. I am equally grateful to Mrs. Geeta Joyce and Mrs. Peri Aruna for their continuous support, and all my dear friends, colleagues, and my family members for their continuous support, for encouraging me to do this action research. Swati ma'am, can you please present? My research topic is how to enhance. Next slide, please. My research topic is how to enhance creative story writing skills in grade 6 students. The reason I chose this topic is that grade 6 students, whom I taught last year too, I found that they have many inhibitions while writing a creative story writing, especially when given in the test or exam with hints. Next slide, please. They were not able to elaborate the clues. Instead of writing a story, they had written the same clues with just two or three more words and without proper vocabulary or any connectivity. And I got the same feedback from my friends and colleagues. Next slide, please. My observation made me to choose this topic to guide and help my students to write creative story writing without any inhibitions. So, to understand their problems better, I asked them to write the problems or the difficulties they face while writing a creative story writing. Next slide, please. My goal. The main goal of my action research is to hone the quality of story writing skills in students of grade 6 so that they will be able to write without any inhibitions. My research questions. Main topic: how to improve a creative story writing skills in students of grade 6. And the subtopics are: what are the challenges faced by the students of grade 6 while writing a story? What artifice or inputs should I give to help the students of grade 6 to weave creative story writing in hybrid classroom? So, to understand their problems better, I asked them to write their problems or difficulties that they face while writing a creative story writing. So, I shared a Padlet with them and told them to mention in it. They started writing because they lack good vocabulary, they do not know how to start a story and how to end it. Next slide, please. My first step: I gave a topic and asked my students to write a story using the clues. These are the samples of their writing. Next slide, please. So, to help them better, I shared a story mountain format and list of vocabulary to which will help them to write a story in a better way. Next slide, please. And I also shared them novel online platforms like Pixton and Storyboard to lose their inhibitions and start writing their stories. So these are the next slide, please. So these are some of the samples story writings of my students. Next slide. After sharing the story mountain format and list of vocabulary, my children were able to write story writing, creative story writing in a proper way. These are some of the sample stories written by my students, and the story Knock Knock at the Door, written by Avantika Nair, has been published in Class 6 class magazine in the month of November. Next slide, please. Encouraging feedback from my colleague, Mrs. Ramya. Next slide, please. And my coordinator, Mrs. Sarita, ma'am, gave me encouraging feedback. Next slide, please. And these are some of the feedback I got from parents. Parent of Roja Pragna, mother of Avantika Nair. Next slide, please. These are some of the evidences written by my children after sharing the story format and list of vocabulary. Next slide, please. And this is the statistical data of my students' performance before and after. How the research has changed my approach towards my teaching. I could explore different strategies to make teaching more innovative and creative. It has made me more confident. My classroom teaching has become more lively and interactive. These are some of the literature reviews from where I have taken inputs and implemented in my class and helped my students in writing creative story writing in a better way. Thank you.
Thank you, Padmaja madam. Now, I request Venkatramana sir to share his findings.
Shailaja ma'am.
Shailaja?
Yes ma'am.
Okay. Sorry, Shailaja then. Please share your findings, Shailaja. Shailaja is science faculty in
Yes ma'am.
Unicent, and her research is about biology and biology diagrams mainly. So let us find more about it from Shailaja.
Is my screen visible ma'am?
Yes, yes, it is
Good
visible.
evening everyone. Yes. Good evening everyone. This is Shailaja working as science teacher for grades 7 to 10 in Unicent School-Nagole from February 2021. Today I am going to present my action research on strategies to strengthen the drawing of biological diagrams with proper labeling. One day in the grade 9, I conducted a revision test in the lesson The Fundamental Unit of Life. In that test, 60% of the students did not attempt the diagrams. They had written only answer part. Diagrams are left. Then I asked my co-teachers whether they are also facing same problem or not. I collected feedback from my co-teachers. They said that they are also facing challenges like outline of diagrams are not drawn legibly, headings and labelings are not written clearly, students draw diagrams darker and then they erase, making paper shabby. Students give up or leave the question when some critical diagrams like brain and heart are given in the exam. These feedbacks gave me an insight to take up the research. Then I started my action research on strategies to strengthen the drawing of biological diagrams with proper labeling. To find a solution for the same, I browsed many websites to find out the easiest way of drawing diagrams and suggesting proper labeling of diagrams. The first step to begin my research was to list the difficulties, challenges that students face while drawing. Here I framed a question: how can I make students of grade 9 to draw biological diagrams neatly with proper labeling? Sub questions: what are the challenges faced by the students of grade 9 while drawing biological diagrams? What strategies can I adopt to retain the interest of grade 9 students to draw diagrams? Strategies that are adapted to understand the problems faced by the students in this regard. Whether a Google Forms comprising the following questions: whether they are motivated or not, if they have difficulty in remembering labeling, whether they are able to draw neatly, if they have proper practice. My observations from this feedback are: students are not motivated due to lack of confidence, do not remember labelings, they are not able to draw biological diagrams neatly, they did not do proper practice. The main goal of my action research is to improve quality of drawing and labeling skills of grade 9 so that they will be able to draw biological neatly. Then I conducted a pre-test only for diagrams. By this, I understood that students are facing challenges like how to start a diagram, unable to recollect and draw the diagrams without seeing, not able to label the parts of the diagram correctly, difficult in drawing complex diagrams. First posted rubrics for biological diagrams, then started with easy diagrams, started teaching them in a stepwise manner by using my view board. Students felt easy to draw stepwise along with me, then their view started changing slowly. So, this is how I taught them drawing stepwise through my viewpoint. But still, few children forget to follow rules given while drawing diagrams. Then I started explanation with the help of diagram and posted a video link for each diagram to learn in their own pace. Slowly, children started showing interest towards diagrams. I posted one video every week. I continued this for 3 to 4 months. After this, now students became confident and not feeling difficulty in including diagrams in their answer scripts. These are my findings before research. These are after research. Again, I conducted a post-test improvement is seen in their performance with a variation in gain percentage ranging from 3.33 to 56.66. I'll try to focus on encouraging drawing skills in biology from 6th class so that students become more confident by the time they reach 9th and 10th classes. I also suggest my science team to follow the same and explore more techniques to make biological diagrams easier for students. This way of teaching also helps in physics, chemistry, social, and other subjects wherever necessary so that the students can remember the concept easily with diagrams. Children are effective communicators, and through the creative arts, children learn to make meaning and freely express their thoughts, ideas, and feelings. Drawing also helps with children's development of fine motor skills as they learn to control their finger grip and movement to the ideas they are expressing. So these are encouraging feedback given by Sarita ma'am and Reshma ma'am. This is the feedback given by parent of Deepu. My takeaway from this action research. After doing this action research, my way of approach to problems changed a lot. Action research helped me in development of skills pertaining to critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, and ethical decision making. My confidence levels increased to find solution for the challenges faced by my students. These are the references. Before doing my research, I referred a similar type of research known as Strategy to Strengthen the Understanding of Human Reproductive Organs for grade 8 students by Dr. Archana. In this, she taught reproductive organs with the help of a song. This review helped me a lot how to proceed with. I thank Principal Ma'am, Mrs. Rachana Bhattacharji, for allowing me to conduct the research. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my mentor, advisor, Mrs. Geeta Joyce, for her support, immense knowledge, and loads of patience, motivation, and enthusiasm. I thank Mrs. Reshma ma'am, Aruna ma'am, my colleagues, and my friends who have extended their support in carrying out my research. Thank you.
Thank you, Shailaja. That was very insightful. Thank you for sharing your findings with us. Next, I think, is Usha. She is
Yes, ma'am.
math faculty in our school. She deals with young learners. And so for young learners, we need to attract them first to make friends with them and then teach. Isn't it, Usha? Let's find out
Yes,
more
ma'am.
from her research.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, all.
My name is Usha. I have been working at Unicent School-Nagole as a primary math teacher since 3 years. Today, I'm going to share about my action research on improving word problem solving skills in students. My main topic is how can I improve word problem solving skills in math for students of grade 6. Why did I choose this topic is word problem solving in mathematics is an important aspect for learning mathematics, and it also develops mathematical thinking. As I watch students in my class 6 struggling with solving word problems, they are getting confused which operation to take and how to write statements in word problems. The first and foremost step in my action research is literature review. I have gone through a website where a classroom teacher named Kushmila and Ida, an associate professor at University of Pristina, have done collaborative action research on the same topic. From their action research, I have understood that lagging in mathematical terms affect the word problem solving skills of the students. So, first I wanted to improve math vocabulary of the students by giving enough revision on mathematical terms. I begin to find ways I could help students develop the ability to word problems. I first thought of what are the barriers that are preventing students from solving word problems. What are some instructional strategies that may be useful? Which activities can help students to solve word problems easily? Which and which skills should students develop to be able to solve word problems? Then I gave a questionnaire to the students to understand their attitude towards word problems. And difficulties faced by students are lagging in mathematical terms, and they have lot of confusion in choosing the correct operation, whether it is addition or subtraction or multiplication or division. Children were very much confused in taking the correct operation and writing the statements. And children don't read the questions properly. They just see the numbers and just do whatever they understand. They don't read the questions properly. So these are the difficulties faced during the action research. Then, every day in the class, for 5 minutes, I started giving revision on math vocabulary for 3 months. And also, I have given few keywords to identify which operation to take while solving word problems. For example, for addition, it is sum, add, in all, like that. For subtraction, it may be it is a difference, left, like that. So I have given few keywords like this to identify the operation in the word problem. And I also provided few vocabulary worksheets. Also, I asked children to create their own word problems and solve them. After enough revision was given, I have conducted post-test which was shown a lot of difference in students' performance while solving the word problems. Now, children are able to solve word problems with more confidence, and they are able to write proper statements, and also they are able to identify the correct operation while solving the word problems. So these are my findings. This picture is before conducting the action research, and this picture is after the action research, and I found lot of difference between these two. And my recommendations to other teachers, I suggest other teachers who teach math in primary classes to stress on math vocabulary as it is the basis for solving word problems, and also to concentrate on the statements in word problems, which help students to understand what is given in the problem and what to be found out. Without knowing how to write the proper statements in the word problems, children will not be able to analyze the given sum. So this is the feedback given by a parent.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rajalakshmi Shrika's mother. Today, I want to discuss some issues regarding Shrika's word problems while doing the word problems. First of all, he's poor in taking the statements. So for that, he struggled a lot. Now, recently, his teacher gave some tips for that. So he's very confused regarding rupees, kgs, like that. But she gave nice tips to check the units. So after that, taking the tip, he improved a lot in that area. After that, not only Shrikar, every student will get confusion while taking the four operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So after giving that problem, how to do that? Is it addition or subtraction, like that? Everybody will get confusion. So for that also she gave nice tips. So to check the word problem, if for example, keywords, they need to check the keywords. For example, if there is a sum, so sum is there or together is there, so they have to take addition. If more than, less than, like that is it is comparison. Is there means they have to take the subtraction. So if they give one amount and need to take more, so that is multiplication. And they have to give group and they have to find one answer. So that is division. So she gave that keywords. So it is very helpful for students, for all children. So maybe I think all the children they will get rid of this confusion after taking these tips. So I'm very thankful to teacher for giving these tips. Thank you. Good morning.
Now I'll be sharing student feedback.
Greetings to all. I'm Avantika of Class 6A. First, I used to have many difficulties in solving the word problems, like which operation to use and how to write the statements. Then a ma'am taught us few tricks to solve, like if there are many and one, we should divide, and if there is one and many, we should multiply. Explanation of vocabulary in 5 minutes every day helped me a lot in solving the word problems. Now I'm confident in solving the word problems. Thank you.
Yeah, this is an encouraging feedback given by my peer teacher, Miss Sudha. These are the references. My sincere thanks to Geeta ma'am in stimulating her valuable suggestions and her constant encouragement throughout the research, which gave me confidence to complete the research successfully. And I would like to thank Shivaranjani ma'am and Sudha ma'am for giving many inputs while working on this research. My special thanks to Principal ma'am, Miss Rachna Bhattacharjee, Principal of Unicent School-Nagole, for providing the opportunity to conduct this action research. Thank you.
Thank you, Usha. That was very nice. Now, next is Sudha. She is also math faculty, but she teaches older students. So her problems in classroom problems are very different from Usha's. So let's find out more from Sudha.
Thank you, Geeta ma'am. Greetings to the August gathering. I am Kunde Sudha, secondary grade math teacher from Unicent School-Nagole. I'm here to present my action research on making trigonometry easy for grade 10 students. Initially, I observed grade 10 students struggling while solving trigonometry sums. I was a bit concerned, so I felt the need to address this challenge. Firstly, I asked the students the challenges they were facing while doing the sums. I collected students' viewpoints of the challenges faced by them while solving trigonometry sums. Questionnaire was provided for the same. They shared their difficulties like the challenges, how to start the sum, fear of the complexity of the sum, difficulty in remembering the formulae, and apart from these, they were unaware of the logical method of the problem. So, my second step was taking the feedback from my co teachers. They also faced the same difficulties. So, this is one of the feedback I have taken from one of my co teachers. Then, I decided to take action research to make class 10 students to solve trigonometry with ease and make them overcome the fear of trigonometry. My action research questions were: how can I help my grade 10 students to solve trigonometry sums without any inhibitions? And the sub question was: what are the mind blocks faced by grade 10 students while solving the trigonometry sums? Keeping these in mind, I proceeded with my research. I developed a standard operating procedure on how to solve the trigonometry sums in order to help the children. I adopted the strategy of using mnemonics like SOHCAHTOA in order to remember these identities. SOHCAHTOA, it means S stands here for sine theta, O for the opposite side, and H for the hypotenuse. That means that sine theta is equals to opposite by hypotenuse. In the same way, C stands for cos theta, A for the adjacent side, and H for the hypotenuse, which means cos theta is equals to adjacent by hypotenuse. T here stands for tan theta, O is the opposite side, and A is the adjacent side. So tan theta is equals to opposite by adjacent side. So using this mnemonic, many of the children were able to remember the formulae or the identities. But still, there were 10 to 20% students who couldn't remember these identities, these mnemonics also. So, what I have done for them is I have created a song using these mnemonics itself for them so that they can remember these mnemonics also in an easier manner. The song goes like SOHCAHTOA, oh, oh, SOHCAHTOA, oh, oh. So, through this, the other 10 to 20% children also remember these mnemonics easily. One more mnemonic is Pandit Badri Prasad Har Har Bole. So here the first letter of this mnemonic is being used in order to remember the identities. P stands here for perpendicular and H stands for hypotenuse. So perpendicular side by hypotenuse is nothing but sine theta. In the same way, B stands here for the base and H stands here for the hypotenuse. So base by hypotenuse is nothing but cos theta. In the same way, P stands for perpendicular side and B stands for base. Perpendicular by base is nothing but tan theta. So these are some of my findings. After giving these inputs, mnemonics and sing-song methods, I could notice that there is a change in the approach of the students in attending the trigonometry sums and problem solving. These were the sums solved by my students before using the mnemonics, and these pictures are the sums solved by my students after using the mnemonics. This graph shows the marks scored by the students before and after using the mnemonics. Also, students could create their own convenience mnemonics in order to remember the values and complementary angles also. These are some of my findings. Here, my students started converting their, making their own mnemonics and finding out the values. These are some of the feedback forms from my students' parents, co-teachers, and coordinator. The impact of action research on my teaching is there is a tremendous change in my teaching. I started exploring different strategies to cater the needs of my. I strongly recommend to all my math teachers to understand these strategies at all levels so that students don't suffer when they are in grade 10. Thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity to upscale my teaching strategies. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sudha. Finally, it is Venkatramana sir's turn. He is science faculty and he has done his research in physics, isn't it? So let's find out more from Venkatramana sir.
Sir, please unmute yourself. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Greetings to one and all. I am Venkatramana, working as a physical science faculty in the Unicent School-Nagole since September 2020 onwards. Now, students of 9th standard onwards challenged by the numericals asked in the physics. They face a lot of problems while solving the numericals in physics. They used to confuse, they used to what to call confuse where to start, and they used to confuse what they given and what they are required to find. So even though they are perfect in the subject, even though they know the concept, their learning attitude means toward in despite they will have admirable attitude towards the learning the subject, they were unable to do the numericals. Students of 9th standard. Then which made me to do a vertical action research on improvement of how to improve the physics numerical problem solving skills of the students of especially 9th class. So then we have many what we call formulae in physics. Which formula when they had to use, where they had to use, and how they had to use, they used to confuse, and they used to have a lot of problem regarding that one. So they face problem while doing numericals in physics. What are the main challenges faced by them? They faced how to start the sum, and they used to have fear of complexity of the sum, and they used to they will be difficult in remembering the formulae, and they used to be what you call confused regarding logical method of solving the problem. So I found means I collected a data from the what you call various students from of ninth B section, whether they are ready to solve the problems in which they are facing in their daily life, or whether they are ready to face solve the problems which they are facing in numericals. So when I collected the data, then this is the what you call percentage what they solve with procedure and skills, and what you call partially performed and couldn't solve the problems. So solved with procedure and skills percentage is very less compared to all this one. So I asked what you call to one of my ex-colleague in a previous school. So he also said that solving numericals in physics has been treated as challenge by many students. They face it as a huge hurdle. They know the vertical concept, but application they used to lack here. So students struggle a lot while solving sums. So they have fear of logical understanding, unable to identify the given values, and unable to identify what is required to find, and how to get relation between given values and required to find. They used to not know about that one. So my aim of research is to make students of ninth, especially ninth class, because in ninth class we have many numerical based chapters are there. Motion chapter, gravitation chapter, work and energy chapter, like that. But whatever the chapters we have, mostly what you call based on the numericals only. So the aim of my research is to make students of class 9 to solve problems related to physics with ease and make them come out of the fear of physics. So my research question is how to improve physics numerical problem solving skills of class 9 students. And my sub question is what are the mind blocks faced by the grade 9 students by solving physics sums in motion chapter, in gravitation chapter, in work and energy chapter, or else what to call in mechanics especially. So complexity of the sums. They used to what to call they are unable to identify the given values and what is required to find, and how to remember the formula, and how to solve the sums, which include identities, some identities, and difficulty in remembering the scientific values and converting that scientific values and simplifying the scientific values. So I gave one standard operation what to call procedure. So first I said you should be what to call thorough in the conceptual concepts, and then you have to look for what are the values given, and you have to find out what do you want to find, required to find. Then between these what we call the given values and required to find, there will be a relation in the form of formula. So you should able to identify that formula by using this relation. Then we can able to substitute that values and we will get the values. We will get the solution. So even though what we call the children started what we called following this standard operation procedure. So some children say that what we call they are unable to remember the formula. Then I said that follow the mnemonics method. So the children only started what we call giving mnemonics for easily remembering the formula. Suppose weight formula means weight is equal to mg, mass into gravity. Then they say that where is Mr. Genius? So which will be what we call give for the formula for weight is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. Similarly, what we call some people work madly. Mad. Here work is equal to the MA means what we call formula of force, and what we call D means distance here. So work done by anything is given by formula of force into displacement. So similarly, first mosquito approach. Fastly mosquito approach or firstly mosquito approach or fat mosquito approach like that. What children only created their own mnemonics, which will give the formula for F force. F is equal to mass into acceleration. Now, generally, I used to pronounce differently to remember this formula for force very easily. F is equal to ma, like that. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Then we have in a mechanics chapter, we have many formula equations of motion, which will give formula for S is equal to ut plus half at square. That we can say that suit at site. So like that, children started creating their own mnemonics to remember the formula of these physics-related formulas. Or another numeric is there, my vehicle at pump or moving vehicle have a momentum. So that's a formula for momentum. Momentum is given by formula P is equal to m mass into velocity. Moving vehicle means m for mass, v for vehicle. Now we have a value added tax for VAT. Nowadays, what we call it is replaced by the GST. So children only say that VAT. VAT means what we call change in velocity is nothing but yet. It means yet. Here we can say that change in velocity means acceleration into time. From this, if we can able to subject acceleration as a change in velocity by time. So like that, those who are unable to remember formula, they created their own mnemonics and started remembering the formula. So by following this SOP, the standard operation procedure, and this remembering the mnemonics method to remember this formula, they started what we call solving the numericals. So before standard operation procedure and mnemonics method, the children just what we called wrote only given values that to be incompletely. That's why what you call out of 2 marks or out of 4 marks, they are acquired half like this. Then after what you call following this SOP and mnemonics, they acquired full out of full marks in step by step. They wrote neatly and they solved the numericals also. These are my findings. And this first graph is the what you call total students marks of 24 students of 9th class section before doing before SOP or before what you called this formula. After what you call following this standard operation procedure and mnemonics method, their marks improved maximum. This is a comparison of what we call before research marks and after research marks of this class 9th B section. These are the feedback forms given by the student of 9th class, whose name is Ishan SK and his parent. And this is the feedback given by my colleague teacher Sailja ma'am and my coordinator Reshma ma'am. So how this action of research is impact is there. Now, whenever just I am teaching anything, whether it is in the 9th class or 10th class or in even 8th class or 7th class. Now I am going forward researching that one any mnemonic is there to remember that formula. Not only in physics, even chemistry also I started what you call thinking about mnemonics, and children also started thinking about mnemonics. So there is a tremendous change in my teaching. Why what you call I started exploring these different strategies, different mnemonics, and different methods to teach my what you call students this physics very easily, very easily understandable. So this is literature reference. The same type of research was done by the Dorji Tenjin in 2014 in Bhutan. So from his research, what you call I collected some literature references, and a few other what you call references were done in numericals in physics only. These are the few other researches which I referred, which helped me to do research. So I am very pleased to tell what you call that, but I am very gratefully thank you to the principal ma'am to give me this opportunity to involve in this action research, and which made me to teach these numericals very easy. I'm also very much thankful to my mentor Geeta ma'am, who always supported to me and who always who always mentored while doing these numericals. And also I'm especially thankful to my coordinator ma'am Reshma ma'am, who always there for me whenever what you call need any suggestions. Her madam suggestions are immensible to me. And also I'm very thankful to my colleagues who always encouraged to me which made me to what you call to do this action research. And also I'm very much thankful to Arna ma'am, who always supported to me, giving what you call certain suggestions to me to do this research. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the teachers who took my suggestions. It was difficult, I am sure. But you sought the end of it, and that is what is important. Whatever you start, you need to end it. You have to complete the task, and that is what was very heartening for me. That you are willing to take, willing to learn even at this stage of your lives. So continue to learn and continue to do research. This is not the end. There are so many problems in our classrooms. So you can take a case study also, a particular child also, or any other behavioral issues or any other issues that you need to deal with in your classrooms. So this is one way of, a shortcut way of, searching, looking for a solution, and you'll definitely reach a solution. And along with the students, you will also grow, professionally and personally also. I'm sure as teachers you have grown. I have seen the way you have been conducting I have known you for so many days, so many years now. So I have seen, I'm able to see that change in you. So I'm sure Rachna ma'am also has noticed it. What do you say, ma'am? And to all those who are viewing us, if you have any doubts or any questions, you can post it or ask the questions. You can post your questions in the chat box. We'll be on air for another 10 minutes. So, whoever is there, whether parent or child, students are also welcome to give your ask questions.
If the researchers here want to make a few comments which you thought you missed out earlier, you're welcome to add those points as well. You still have time. Any one of you wish to say something? Maybe Reshma ma'am, if you would like to suggest something. You've been an active member throughout as well. Last year you were not there. This is your first year, I guess, with these people. So maybe there's been something that you might have picked up, shared, given, whatever.
Ma'am, my observation is that they have picked up very different topics. So there is a lot of variety in it, and they are very relevant, like solving numerical problems. I feel it is a universal problem with all the students, or making diagrams. So these are very relevant topics, and if we do research on such topics, definitely we are helping students a lot, as well as we are helping the teacher community also. Yeah, I'm sure many teachers might be seeing now, and they are a part of this, so they will get many ideas from your action research, and they will get many ideas, and they will also work on different problems like these. So picking up the different kinds of problems, relevant ones, and then solving the problems, I think that is the basis of action research. So I'm very happy with the topics of all.
Another thing that we could do for the next year probably is, like I was sharing earlier with all of you, that we invite over a few parents and work on the points that are raised by parents, that this is not done like this or that is not done like this. And we take that as a base problem and start working on it, so that parents also feel that yes, their problem is our problem also. We know research is about what is the problem and then work out a solution for that problem. We always say don't talk about problems, but science is something where you are supposed to talk about problems as well as the solution that comes along with it. And the solution doesn't come to us on a plate, it has to be searched. It is there somewhere, we have to look for it. So I don't see.
I would like to.
Please
Yes,
go ahead.
ma'am.
I'm sorry. Go
Please,
ahead. Go
ma'am.
ahead.
Okay. I would like to share one more thing. When I went for class observation of Sudha ma'am's class, so like I observed how what was the change in the students after the action research. She was teaching trigonometry, and the students were so excited. Like there was a song, and then there were so many mnemonics, so they were making mnemonics on their own. So that is a transition we want in our students when they become independent, and they are able to create mnemonics, they are able to create songs. That is what we want. So that class was very interesting, so I
So
was
there,
very happy about
so
that.
there are so many dimensions. One, we are saying children should be taught to construct their own knowledge. So they are learning constructive, and we are practicing constructivism, which is an important method for making children self-learners, which is very important nowadays. Uh, I have been talking to the younger generation. Younger generation means children in the, not children, they are men and women in the age group of, let's say, 26 to 32 who have just got into the job market. And I hear from them that whatever they did in college, a lot of it has already become obsolete for them. So ultimately, it is the skills that matter over here, not just the subject knowledge. Subject knowledge, if we take a 360-degree circle, subject knowledge is probably only 30-40 percentage of that. The rest of all is how to solve my own problems. Not everything the children can do with the solution that is given by the teachers. So the task for the teacher is also very challenging, that how do you teach your children to become self-learners rather than giving them the solution for 50 questions in the class. The textbook has 50 questions. It is not about the teacher solving 50 questions. It is about the children learning to solve those 50 questions. One or two samples can be done by the teacher. The rest of it has to be worked out. So problems and solutions, the children also have to be taught that they go hand in hand. So probably we need to keep on working on this so that if today we are impacting 5 children, tomorrow we should be able to impact 10. And in that way, I'm sure over a period of time, we will have a critical mass of students who will excel in self-learning. So probably Geeta, Reshma, all of us here, we
Pandemic has also, yeah, the pandemic has also helped us in this self-learning thing. So it we can take out the positives of the pandemic here.
let's drive it harder.
So the students have become more self-learners, and yeah, that it is a good opportunity for them to learn on their own, isn't it?
And when they observe their teachers, that their teachers are doing action research, it will trigger that thing in them and they will also start doing research. So, and definitely research is a very important part of academics. So if the students are research oriented, nothing like that.
That's true.
So
That's true.
Reshma, that tells me that those projects that we do in the class, they are actually mini research work for them. So
Yes, ma'am.
probably we need to modify our method of presentation for the children also, and maybe get children of 9th and 10th at least to identify a relevant problem of today and work on it rather than be rather than do it the way we are doing right now. So
Yes.
probably we can bring a change in the way that we are doing it right now.
Yes.
Make a
So in
profit.
a parallel fashion, students will also do action research and teachers will also do it.
Yeah,
It will be a
true.
great combination.
Geeta, I don't see a lot of questions coming.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe we
We'll close. Yeah.
can thank everyone for being with us and probably request Reshma to propose the vote of thanks. If Geeta, unless Geeta has something more to add or anybody else has.
Now these researchers, I just want the researchers. Now we have 10 of them in the school. So you have to motivate 10 others for the next academic year. That is what I would like to see.
The baton has to be passed.
Yeah. You can also do it. I mean, there should be 10. So you want to take up another topic? You're most welcome. There are so many topics to take on. So, yeah.
Okay, so can we move ahead, ma'am? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of Unicent School, I extend my thanks to all the speakers for gracing the occasion by sharing their important work and their findings and results. We are sure that the action research done by our teachers on various interesting topics will go a long way in strengthening the research culture of our school and establishing new ideas and solving problems in the teaching learning process. It also helps to strengthen the academics and classroom transaction. I would like to extend my thanks to our principal, Mrs. Rachana Bhattacharjee, for taking this initiative, inspiring, encouraging, and providing all the support. I extend my gratitude to Mrs. Geeta Joyce for mentoring our teachers and showing them the way through the research with her valuable suggestions. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Mrs. Aruna, Mrs. Shivaranjani, Mrs. Himabala, Mrs. Ramya, myself, who worked closely with this year's Action Research team. Finally, I would like to express my gratitude to the audience and all the esteemed dignitaries for their presence to make this gathering a success. Thank you all and good evening.
We can stop recording, I think.